is the biggest story about the Salt Lake City temple. Did you ever think you would live to see the day where there was a cross and Gethsemane in front of the temple? Now, we did cover this in September on the newscast because I found out that they were working on this statue. It was set up kind of over on the side. It was kind of covered up. So we did let people know this was going to happen. But now it's moved into a prominent position just in time for Easter week, Holy Week. And there it is. Any thoughts on just that imagery right there in your face?
I got to ask you, did they paint the temple or something, or is it just the sunlight? Because it looks a lot brighter than it used
the
to.
limestone has been, kind of upgraded, kind of beefed up. Yeah, for sure. They're having millions of people coming. Didn't you follow my story last week, RFM?
I kind of like the gray.
Yeah.
What do you think, Bill?
Pioneer gray.
I want to know what's happening in that second photo. What is that?
That's the Garden of Gethsemane. He's suffering.
He bled, as it were, drops of sweat, like drops of blood. I just wish someone would help him a little sooner carry that cross. That's got to be heavy.
Well,
Simon of Cyrene did, and maybe this is Simon.
Eventually,
somebody,
it's a heavy.
You notice how they work that? I'm sorry, Bill. Go ahead.
It's a heavy cross to bear.
It is. I was going to ask Rebecca if she noticed how they worked Simon of Cyrene into Ben-Hur.
Oh, yes, they did. That's right. Because,
because Jesus falls down. He can't carry his cross anymore. Right. So they have some other guy come in there and carry it for him. And Jesus sort of walks along behind.
Right. And Ben-Hur gives him water, which is, the bookends of anyway, enough.
And but Jesus heals the two leper women because it just seemed like the right thing to do.
It did.
All the other lepers, screw them.
Screw them. But your family members. But they will never, I believe, have him hanging on the cross on Temple Square. I think this is as far as they're going to go, that they're going to show this imagery here of carrying the cross, because you cannot say you're mainstream Christian and not have some kind of shout out to the cross. Now, they do have two buildings on Temple Square that have the cross layout, and from above, you can really see the cross. So anyway, that's there. I encourage everybody to go look at it and say, I freaking can't believe this, honestly.
Look, I'm no art critic, okay?
Yeah.
But there's something about having statuary or a figure or a representation of the Garden of Gethsemane, which of course is at night, being displayed in the bright Utah daylight, that is jarring to me.
It is. It's disturbing. And I would say frightening for kids. It's hard to explain what this is. It doesn't even really, I don't think, look like Jesus. Like if I saw this somewhere independently from a religious context or Temple Square, I would not say, oh yeah, that's obviously the Garden of Gethsemane. So yeah, it is kind of a scary statue. So, and I'm going to go see it up close just to check it out. So anyway, again, we've talked about the cross a lot. One of my friends, Ron Jorgensen, fantastic researcher. He's so good. He found this awesome quote by our favorite Bruce R. McConkie. And I just want to reiterate to everybody, it's not just people of my age when they were growing up were told, we just don't so much do the cross. It wasn't that. There was a cross about the cross. We abhorred the cross. We shunned the cross. We stayed away from the cross. It had an evil component. Yes, it had an evil component to it. We did not do it. It was apostasy. It was Catholic. It was horror of the earth. It wasn't just casual. It was what made my mom rip the cross necklace that my boyfriend had given me off my neck. It was, we do not do it. And now I know why. Bruce R. McConkie said that the mark of the beast is the cross. There it is right there. So yeah, it's not just casual. And it explains why a lot of us of a certain age are like, what do you mean there's a cross on Temple Square? And I had to make this meme. At a cemetery, the woman says, what's that sound? And the guy says, that's just deceased LDS members and leaders rolling over in their graves. Happens a lot lately. And I think it does. The changes are happening so quickly. And again, just a little disclaimer would help. So anyway, new statuary, there it is. I predict this. This is Virgin Mary. I made this AI. I predict this is going to be in the future. It's got to be at Temple Square. And that's what it would look like.
Oh, that is not even a real statue.
Oh, no. That's AI. I said it clearly up front, but I predict this is where we're heading. Virgin Mary at Temple Square. I think so. So
I had seen the slide before and thought it was real.
Oh, no. I will make it clear. These are real.
Mm-hmm.
This is in the style of the first slides. And it's just
that's remarkable how realistic that looks.
I think this is better maybe than the other two. I don't know. Anyway, the other things that happen in a little follow-up, we talked about road closures at Temple Square for all of this huge 6-month event of the open house. Yes, it passed. They're going to close all the roads, the businesses be damned. You're just going to have to find your way somehow to your office because everything's going to be closed. That did pass. Yeah. It's going to be interesting. Also, if you would like to attend, which I think a lot of you do, I do. And you know my reasoning. I want to see what they've done to the inside of the temple, and I want to, cry a little bit. And yeah, you're going to go on an app, and you're going to get a ticket. It's a ticketed event, and late this summer, and we'll let you guys know when there's going to be an app, and you can get your tickets. So that is all the news for the Salt Lake Temple. Any comments on that? Or we'll move on to our next temple.
We should do a Sunstone tour or something.
Oh my gosh!
It'll happen during Sunstone. So maybe Lindsay should put together a giant group of us walking through and getting to see the inside of that.
I love that idea. I think that would be fantastic. No, let's try to put something like that together. But again, it is April to October next year, 6 months long, and they're expecting everyone in the entire world to come.